Hi, my name is Koku at blackfilm.com, and I'm here with Conphidance, one of the stars of the upcoming film Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. Thank you for joining me,
Woo!
sir.
Thank you for having me. Yes,
I keep
yes.
saying it like that. I feel real, I feel like I'm in the church.
You will be.
I
You
know.
will be.
Yes. So Confidence, I've got to tell you, I'm feeling the African love because I'm speaking to you. I was speaking to the twins. I see you guys have the Niger connection. I'm on the
Yes,
other
we
side,
do.
though.
Yes, okay.
It's a little
What's
drive. I'm,
happening?
I'm from Tanzania, but I'm just
East Africa.
East Africa.
Okay, okay, dope.
I had to shout
Welcome
that
to
out. I was like,
the
can I get this in here? Okay. But I wanted to ask you, when you did this movie, what drew you to it? Did you actually grow up in the church?
Yes, I did.
You
Yes, I
did.
did.
Mm,
And so that conversation was nice.
mm,
And reading the script, I thought it was a conversation that I would like to be a part of. And
mm,
I was just blessed to have been thought of to to
mm,
to bring this character to life.
mhm.
Yes. Oh man.
No, but I think about it though, because you have an extensive resume yourself, and I was even asking the same thing of Sterling and Regina, who also have, they have extensive resumes. And what made all of you decide that you would take a chance on these sisters, who this is their first feature film, and you could have easily said, well, they haven't really proven themselves yet, but
Hmm.
you know that this is a great idea.
Yes. I watched the short,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched the short film, and I was like, what? I was cracking. And I think it was a bold piece, a very, very bold piece.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the short told me that they knew what they were doing. They understood the material. They were willing to take a risk.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? They thought of me and they love my work, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay it back, and let's go. Let's make
Let's
it.
go. Let's do it. No,
Yeah.
you really did that. And they grew up in the church and they grew up in the mega church. So they were drawing off of their own experiences. So as you said, it was bold. I thought it was incredible that, because when you grow up in that environment, a lot of church stuff don't be funny when, so I, I can only but
Yeah.
imagine what those conversations were, back home. But
Yeah.
but let's talk about your role, and we'll talk about the Sumters, because they were under the Childs at first. And then they
Hmm.
decided to, once something happened, a really big something happened,
Hmm.
they decided to build their own congregation. Let's talk about that.
Yes. I think in anything,
Mm,
a student becomes the teacher,
mm-hmm.
right? It was just at a certain moment in Pastor Child's life, it was time for me to take Heaven House and do our own thing. And
Mm-hmm.
and so it only makes sense. I mean, you look in different places, new churches are opening up. I
Yeah.
think the thing about Nigeria has like the most churches in the world or something like
And
that.
Nigeria, like Brooklyn is like the Nigeria of New York.
Yeah, yeah, there's times where new churches pop out, and sometimes for good,
Mhm.
sometimes for bad. They're there.
But I wanted to ask you about that, because really the only time I really saw Lee Curtis kind of fold, well, there are different times, but in terms of in terms of his, because he has this huge ego, right? But when he got in front of you all and he looked and said, they look so young. Like he started to feel like that's when it started, the superficiality of it all. That's when he was folding,
Yeah,
like, wow, they really have a chance here, even though
yeah.
the church itself wasn't as big. So I wonder, like, and this is the question I wanted to ask you. Do you believe that perhaps if they were like a sequel to Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul, do you think that the Sumters would somehow then evolve into the people that that Lee Curtis and his wife and Trinity became?
First of all, there needs to be a sequel.
Right, we need to know.
We need to see some more of the Sumters for
I need
sure.
to know.
Big time, yes. But you are right. I think Pastor Child sees a little bit of him in the
Right.
Sumters, right? So he sees how we're starting out, and when you're starting out with this energy, he sees how he took a congregation, he took a flock, and he grew it.
That's
So he
correct.
knows these people can take everything that he
Mm,
has, and but I think for the Sumters, it's also, if we're not careful, we can end up being just like them. And so
mm-hmm.
we have this new thing that we're bringing up, and slowly we could kind of be making the same decisions that they started making, because we could be losing it. Yeah, yeah.
But they, it's like you said, if there was a sequel, we'd know, right? But it's hard to tell. You don't know how people are going to react to that, because right now it's a very humble community, and then they're opening up the new church. Everybody obviously, is going to go to the new church because it feels good, and like you said, there's that youth, that vibrance. But you just never know. But once that money starts rolling in, because the pastor told us he's got this beautiful wife who drives that beautiful car,
The Bugatti.
Like, and I'm listening to him, because I'm putting myself, like, as I'm listening, I'm like, let me put myself in the like in the body of the parishioner, right? Like, if I'm taking this in, I'm like, this sounds really motivational. Like, man, put some ties up there so she can drive in that Bugatti,
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. But as you rise, patience rise. So you have to be ready to work harder. Yeah.
You have to be, and you just, I mean, I guess, like you said, time will tell, or with most things. But I have to ask you this, and I've asked this question in different ways over time. But when you see people that want to lead in that sense, where they feel like they are the pillars of community, does that ever, like, to you, raise red flags? Like, if a person says, I want to be maybe the head of a mega church or the president of the United States, does that ever say,
No, but I like what you did with the connection. I think it's very important, because this story is not just for pastors. I think it could be for anything, presidents, fathers, mothers, anybody in any place of leadership. I don't think it raises a red flag. More of it makes me think, are you ready for what that comes with? Because if I'm not leading a group of 25,000 people, there's no pressure. But the moment I get 25, I get 50,000, 100,000, there's a pressure to still remain who I am when I first started. And so you have to work harder, man. And I say this with the show, with the film, it's like the pastors are leading a church and everybody goes to the pastor, hey man, pray for me, I got cancer. Right. Pray for me, I got this. Who's praying for the pastor?
You see? Yeah.
Who's praying for our leaders? We got to make time for that.
Yeah, and then when if the pastor shows some sort of vulnerability, it's like, well, what are we supposed to do if you can't get it? It's
like, that's the fact. But in the word, it's not that we will all have obstacles. It's about how you handle your obstacles during those times.
That's good. Yeah.
Do you still trust in the word? Do you still trust in God through your struggle?
Right.
And a pastor sometimes have to be vulnerable and show that even in this tough time, I'm still remaining. And when we see that, then we know, oh, I have cancer, but I'm good because the pastor has this and he's still doing this. So I mean, it wasn't all easy for Jesus. Come on, it wasn't.
Jesus went through a lot of things. Jesus was wearing he was wearing sandals and they stressed him out, They was begging him to turn the water into wine. Like, yo, we need more bread. I mean,
he had some hard feet. He had some hard feet.
Calloused up like a runner.
He was like, yo, is there a flight I could take? Because I can't walk these.
I can't do all of this. And they still like, no, not only you gonna walk, you're gonna carry this too, because we don't trust you. Like that, all of that, and y'all giving me that energy, and I'm still supposed to sit, you know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful. Listen, you gotta be, there's sacrifice, in being a leader, a true leader.
The discipline to be a leader is not a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, Confidence. Before we wrap it up, I want to just make sure, do you have anything coming up that you can talk about? Don't be cagey, don't be shady. Let me know. I want to know.
Oh, I have a project of mine called Mr. E. It's
great.
It's a dramedy. It's about a witty, unconventional teacher who goes above and beyond to inspire students from disadvantaged backgrounds. So it's coming. It's coming. Be on the lookout. Mr. E.
Mr. E. I love that. I'm going to definitely watch that as well. And y'all, he did not mention it here, but this man is a writer, a comedian, a musician, a producer, all of these different things. But that's the African way. We do everything. Once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with Conphidance, and he stars in Honk for Jesus, save your soul.
Boom.
Boom. It's going to be out on Peacock and at a theater near you on September 2nd. You guys are going to enjoy this. I loved this film. I love your energy, confidence. I appreciate you and I appreciate everything that you do. And I'm going to be watching you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for hanging with me. You have a great time, all right? Thank you.
You
If you want to see more
Bye-bye.
content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.